Uh, and we are live. Hello and welcome to this special episode of The Sausage Factory, in which we will be watching and discussing Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason takes Manhattan. Manhattan. Um, I'm your moderator, Pizzell, and joining me tonight, I have got Jay the Stingray. What's up, Stingray?
Oh, wow. First, hey, it's good to be here, guys. It's my pleasure to be here with Mr. Brackey.
What are we drinking tonight, Stingray?
It is some donut shop blend.
Cool.
Is it the jet fuel?
No, it's kind of weak for my taste, but
Donut shop jet fuel is pretty good.
that'll do big.
Also with me tonight is Raiho Magnifico. What's up, Raiho?
Not much. Looking forward to watching Jason takes a boat with you guys. It's going to be fun. And I'm definitely hoping that Lauren unleashes this evening. Lets us know what he really thinks.
This is Lauren's favorite, isn't it, in the whole series?
I think it might be his favorite.
His favorite is part 5.
No.
I think part 8 is number 2 on this list.
So outside of License to Drive, part 5 would be an absolute favorite.
Well, we know how you gush gleefully and girlishly.
What is it about Corey Feldman and you?
What isn't it? They could have improved that last Halloween film with Corey Feldman.
Peter could probably tell us some Corey Feldman stories that are not suitable for air.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll have to wait.
Camp Crystal Blood's my favorite. I'll tell that.
Lauren, what's up, Lauren? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good, tired but good. Saw this film when it came out on a matinee. Didn't like it then. I still really don't, but it's the best of the worst in a lot of ways. So I haven't watched it in years, so I'm excited.
Okay, very cool. And also joining us tonight, our special guest, making his 25th, 26th appearance on the show. I don't know.
Yeah.
The author of the book Crystal Lake Memories, the Brackey Bible, as Adrian King refers to it as.
She's so sweet.
Peter Brackey. What's up, Peter? How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well.
This movie kind of feels like the end of an era for me because it was the end of the Paramount era. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it kind of always has a bittersweet, regardless of what you think of the movie. It has that kind of.
It definitely feels that way to me too. Yeah.
Although I remember enjoying it more in the theater when I saw it than some of the earlier ones, just because I was less, my expectations were lower. I think I remember reading in Fangoria, okay, there's like 50 people are going to die in a boat. It's probably just going to be like a fun. It's not going to be scary anymore. So I kind of enjoyed it more on that level. Whereas I think I'd really, higher expectations for some of the earlier ones, and I was a little more disappointed. Although in retrospect now, I don't know. But I can appreciate what Rob Hedden was trying to do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he got a lot of flack for the movie, but
Yeah, it gives me that very bittersweet feeling too, because I think I may have mentioned this in the past, but whenever USA Up All Night would do their Friday the 13th marathons, they always closed out on Sunday afternoon with part 8, which meant that it was the end of the weekend, the end of a great Friday the 13th weekend, and that school would soon, it was going to be Monday again. So that The Darker Side of the Night, which is a great song, it just makes me feel melancholy every time I hear it. So
totally. You guys know the story behind that, right? They wanted that Led Zeppelin or Robert Plant song, and they couldn't afford it, so they wrote. Fred Mullen wrote their own. I get like a Robert Plant vibe or something. I forgot what Robert Plant song it is. I can't remember. But,
that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Peter has recently made the jump to producing extras for Blu-ray releases. He did the Urban Legends Scream Factory releases and the Valentine Scream Factory releases.
Cool.
Yeah, and excellent work on those. I bought the Valentine one. The extras on the Valentine release are fantastic.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. I mean, everyone was great. Jamie Blank, he's the director of both, of course. He was so instrumental. He started calling people for us. It really helps me have the director. If you write, "Hey, I'm so and so," you've never heard of Denise Richards around versus Jamie Blank's calls for agent. They get back to you right away. So he was awesome and helped us get so many people. was blown away. Urban legend, man. Like the number of people that showed up for that was pretty awesome.
Well, I have to tell you, name dropping you for my Friday the 13th fundraisers,
Mm-hmm.
that helped us get Larry Zerner, who actually juggled for us live.
Yes.
So I mean, I guess I have you to thank for that, because I mean he wasn't going to show up, I'm sure, but he was like, well, if Peter Brackey's going to be there,
I try to
gotta
tell them about you guys all the time. I tell people, yeah, I do the sausage factory. And then you got Tom McLaughlin, right?
and Tom McLaughlin showed up. He's talked about part 6. That was really awesome. And we had Ron Sloan on. We had Deborah Voorhees on. So yeah, it's been really cool. Yeah.
What freaks me out is the time between Jason Takes Manhattan and Chris Lake Memories, the book coming out, is now the same length of time between now and when Chris Lake Memories came out. Because that book is 15 years old, or 14 years old this year. This came out in 2005. I can't believe how old it is. Like the book is like outdated and old now. It's like, Christ, it's weird.
Well, and speaking of books, you're currently working on a new book.
I am. Got a new one coming. Yeah, we're not quite ready to announce it, but I'll just say if you're a fan of 90s horror, you'll be hopefully excited. So Valentine and Urban Legend are kind of a clue. So
Cool.
Very cool.
some other movies in there too. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's basically taking the first ever in-depth look at the second wave of, I'm calling it the second golden age of slasher movies starting to Scream, that whole era, which has never been documented. So it's kind of exciting. Like when Chris Lake Memories came out, there hadn't really been Friday the 13th stuff. So it's kind of like, it's fun to do something that hasn't really been touched on before. It'll be a big coffee table book and that sort of thing. Yeah. Hard at work. It'll be a while though. So
that's really cool though. I'm definitely looking forward to that. And yeah.
If I ever finish it, unless I die first, we'll see.
Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope not.
It sounds like in the middle of a big project, it's so huge that it just feels like it's never ending. Like Chris Lake Memories, like the beginning. You have like 2 years of work left to do. You're just like, oh man, this is never gonna end. But it does.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, how have you guys been? It's been a couple of weeks since we've done a show. How have you guys been? Have you seen any good movies, bad movies since last time we had a stream? No?
I can't remember what it's the last time I was on the stream.
Is everybody just geared up for Avengers? Is that
Game of Thrones? Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones? Okay, yeah. I'm more into Game of Thrones. Yeah, me too.
I have never seen an Avengers movie.
You'd have to watch a lot of movies to get caught up.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem.
I won't understand what the heck is going on.
This is like the 22nd movie.
Yeah. Now the character.
I know a lot of people are going tonight to watch it.
Yeah, I would have liked to, but it wasn't really in the cards.
One of the reasons why the cast is so small tonight.
Yeah. I know Eric went to watch it tonight, and
isn't it like 3 hours long too, or something?
It's 3 hours long.
3 hours and 15 minutes, no break.
Chances of wolves of.
And then you've got to sit through like 45 minutes of credits to watch the end sequence.
You know that everybody's gonna be standing up and dancing at that point.
Damn.
Well, and
Why are there so many
probably-
CGI?
Well, and probably 45 minutes of trailers at the beginning of the thing too. So I mean, that's. I actually saw a thing on Facebook where they had times to go pee during Avengers Endgame. Like they put like this, at this time in the movie, go pee. You know what I mean? Like there's not much going to happen. Go pee at this point. So
someone should make an app for that, like for every movie.
Yeah, that would
like
be
when to go pee.
I don't know if you guys remember the old days before you could reserve tickets. I don't remember going and like having to buy tickets and then wait in line and run to try to find a seat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can remember going like from like, right out of junior high school or high school and like getting to the theater like right after school and getting in the lineup and then like waiting for like 2 or 3 hours and then getting your ticket because that was when the box office opened and then rushing for the seats. Big time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did that for like Jurassic Park and stuff like that.
Yeah. Which one of those? Star Wars reissue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we should mention since we've not mentioned it on the show before, and since this is a Friday the 13th related show, we should mention, I think, at least briefly, the passing of John Carl Buechler, who was the director of Friday the 13th Part 7. Of course, he passed away recently, very sad. He was a guy who, when people think of him, they think of Friday the 13th Part 7, but he had a really, lengthy career as a special makeup effects artist. He worked in basically all of the big series throughout the 80s. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, of course, Friday the 13th, and so on. And he's probably, most people probably know him, newer horror fans probably know him as that guy who kept popping up in Adam Green movies. So, yeah. But yeah, Part 7, of course, has a special place in my heart because that was the first Friday movie that I saw. So it was sad that he passed away.
Yeah, that was his body of work, like you said, when you actually go through it, you realize what movies he worked on. It's kind of like staggering.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many movies that you remember from your childhood that you didn't know he had a hand in. It's pretty surprising, and so it was pretty sad to hear. It was so quick for fans. Like we got noticed that he was sick, and then it was like, so it was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he did. Didn't he have his hand in every major horror franchise? Like Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th. I think he did effects for like every single.
Yeah.
franchise.
So yeah, sad that Mr. Beekler passed away. And he always seemed to be a very the thing I remember most about him from like the early 2000s was how hardcore he was about trying to get his cut of Friday the 13th Part 7 out there. He did a petition. He took the petition directly to the Paramount executives, and there were, I forget how many people signed it. There were a large number of people who signed it, and Paramount was just like, no, not interested.
Yeah.
So I mean, he really, he tried to get it out there for us for many, many years, and just never happened.
It's a shame because my understanding is that the records were found that Paramount actually threw away the negative trims from Part 7. So like that original footage is just gone.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Yeah. The footage is out there. It's from it was from Mr. Beekler's private collection, but it's very, very rough.
Isn't it like taped on a VHS or something like that? Like it's going to deteriorate as well. I mean, there's digital copies everywhere now, but it's like, time code, rough cut, but at least it's something.
I'd really just like to see, because those are all insert shots anyway. I'd really like to see someone just go back and match them with new footage as close as possible.
Yeah,
seems like the best result of anything, because I don't think we're ever going to be the money to clean up that footage, which is possible theoretically, but it's just going to be too expensive for what the movie will ever earn back. But to film new sequences digitally and then age it digitally, I think could be done fairly cheaply.
I was gonna say, like when I was CGI the way it is, someone could just do some CGI stuff, like animated.
It won't be what was shot, but it'd be as close as we'll ever get.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, let's see what's going on out in the chat tonight. Anthony Anderson, how's it going, man? Marbsy is out watching with us tonight. Chad's for
Anthony Anderson from Blackish.
He's a big fan of the show.
Good, awesome.
He's not confirmed whether he's that Anthony Anderson or not, but I just like to think that it is.
Well, he was in Scream 4 and Urban Legends Final Cut. He's done a lot of horror movies. So.
There you go. Our old buddy Chris Wynn is watching with us tonight. Josh O'Brien, DJ Donley, Borderline 11 OG, Joe Bob Tarheel. Chris Wynn says that Friday the 13th Part 8 is his second favorite poster. It is a very nice poster. Very nice poster. Let's see who else is with us tonight. That's Lauren. Visited by Voices 1 is Lauren in the chat talking to everybody tonight. But we'll give you guys a couple of minutes to queue up your own copy of Friday the 13th Part 8 if you're going to watch along with us. I actually pulled off the shelf the old school, the original Friday the 13th box set.
I did the same.
There's actually a story about have you ever wondered why the mask on the front of the box looks so funny?
Why is that?
So Paramount was putting together the box set of that, and me and Dan Ferens went down. They're like, "Oh, we want to show you the menus and get your, blah blah blah." They show us, they animated this whole cool menu, and they didn't realize that they used the Jason X mask. So, and we're like, that's not a Paramount movie. So they had to. That's why when you watch the menus, it starts out like right at the eye, because originally it was like a far shot of the mask flying at the screen. They had to just sort of like cut it and zoom in. So, yeah. So We were like, man, you guys don't know these movies very well, do you?
Clearly not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clearly not. That's
Yeah.
funny. Oh goodness.
Sorry, Paramount.
Yeah. Well,
What are you gonna do?
what are you gonna do?
I think it's one of the earliest Paramount movies. They had their new Paramount logo. Like I remember they used to have the blue one.
Mhm.
Other Fridays, and this one has like the nicer.
Wasn't that one in 7 too? I think.
Was it?
I think
I
so.
may be right. Okay, yeah, you're probably right.
I rewatched it just the other day and I can't recall.
Yeah. I remember the sound. You're probably right. It's probably that.
Let's see. Steve's joined us. He says, "What's up, guys? How you doing, Steve?" Orc is in the chat. Orc, where are you? Why aren't you here? He says, "I need your mouse, keyboard, and your mouse pad." So I don't know what's up with Orc tonight. But all right. Well, let's. I've got my copy of the film set right at the very beginning at 0.00 before that Paramount logo appears. If you guys want to get yours kind of set up as close as you can to that point, we'll get the ball rolling. So, Lauren, you said you saw the movie in the theaters. Peter, did you see the movie in the theater when it came out?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was the reaction? Do you guys recall?
There was about 12 other people in the theater, unfortunately, when I saw it on opening weekend. It was not a big hit where I was at.
Yeah, I saw it as a matinee. There was probably 4 people in the theater, and it was dead quiet throughout the entire film. Even the boxing scene, it just really reactions. I think you have to remember though, '89 was one of those years that there was a lot of horror out, but nothing was really hitting. So I think there was a saturation point for the audience. They were just kind of bored.
Yeah. Even Nightmare 5, which came out, I think, a couple weeks later, didn't do that well either.
Yeah.
I think by that point, slasher movie fatigue had definitely set in.
I remember the teaser getting a big reaction in seeing another movie, and it came up, and but everyone was like laughing. There was that sort of sense of like it had become sort of a joke. I mean, Jason Takes Manhattan. I mean, just the title alone.
Yeah.
If they'd gone
Jason
with
jumps the shark.
I'm sure you guys know this trivia answer, but what was the alternate title for that they were banding about for Jason Takes Manhattan?
Terror.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it was pretty good too. Not bad.
What was the David Bowie song that the movie was hidden, or that the movie was like?
Yeah.
Every Friday the 13th had that Bowie song.
Ashes to Ashes, right?
Yeah. Very cool.
I think they had one joke title. I forgot what it was called. Oh man, I can't remember now. Something. I can't. I'll think about it. That was something to do with water. I can't remember.
All right. Well, we'll count down, and then we'll get the party started here as we set sail for glorious Vancouver in Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan in 3, 2, and 1.
It's so weird that they opened this with kind of like this bullshit Hunter S. Thompson-esque DJ.
Yeah. I remember just being weird, like the titles were different. It just felt so different, the opening.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like the music is different. The title is different. Yeah.
Because it's funny because Rob hadn't said he meant the movie to be like bookend to the first movie, but it really doesn't feel like a bookend to the first movie at all.
Not at all. No.
He did not hit that.
Yeah. Very 80s though.
Very, yes. Now, didn't Rob Hayden say in the book that like the Freddy versus Jason thing had come back around, and they were maybe trying to do a Freddy versus Jason with him before the Manhattan thing happened.
Yeah, they've been talking about they weren't able to get the rights, so it was never even a concept that he wrote for. But Frank Mancuso Jr. said to him, "Hey, Freddy, it's fantastical. You need to freshen this up and get." That's why there's like the dream sequences and the hand coming out of the mirror, and there's a lot more of that kind of stuff. So you can feel that influence, but he never actually wrote like a treatment or a script for Freddy versus Jason. New Line basically said Freddy's more popular than Jason. We don't need Jason. So
Right.
which so it's kind of ironic that Part 5 comes out and doesn't do well either. So that's point.
Yeah. Barbara Sachs, the famous Barbara Sachs.
The infamous Barbara Sachs, who we tracked down in Santa Barbara, and she said no to an interview. I'm not shocked. So there you go.
Wow. Jeez.
And no one seemed to like her.
She probably knew,
Yeah.
nobody's going to say nice things about me.
Yeah. I don't think she was too proud of this. But.
Subways, dope fiends in Vancouver alleys.
Of course, the editor, his son ended up playing Jason in the movie, the baby Jason.
Yes.
That's a gigantic needle he's got, by the way.
Yeah, if you're booting up with that, you are.
Yeah.
Mean that shit.
I love the lighting too in the fog. Like it's just so 80s with the bright lights and the fog everywhere. Okay.
According to this film, there's only white gangs in New York.
Yeah, totally.
Is that how you know it's Vancouver?
Yeah.
It sure is New York.
I never really established how far is Crystal Lake from New York. I don't know how far it would be.
Well. Stanhope, New Jersey is on the truck in the first film, and that driver is local.
Okay.
So it's in Warren County, New Jersey. So it's about an hour drive from Manhattan. Drive. So I don't know how they take a cruise there.
Well, first of all, how do they get the cruise from the lake?
Well,
yeah,
they're on the ocean. I know.
Well, Jason can kind of teleport in this one anyway, so
Oh yeah.
There's
a lot of that. Got you good, Susie.
Peter, are you still playing the video game?
Yeah, we have a group of us that play for fun. I mean,
really? Okay.
It's a shame just because it's more for the just saying hi to friends and stuff. Actually, a guy named Mike Felcher, so he plays with a red shirt and he's hilarious. And a guy named Eric Preston who played Michael Myers in Part 4 is big kid Michael Myers. So it's a kind of fun little horror group. Larry Zimmer pops in on occasion, but it's more for just goofing around. The game hasn't been updated in 2 years now or something.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I gave up on it.
It's a shame. But.
Yeah, it really is.
Well, they'd hired some kind of company. Didn't they hire a company to do bug fixes and stuff?
They brought in a Japanese company to do all the bug fixes and stuff. But of course, no new content until all this thing gets wrapped up.
But
there's a whole backstory that I don't know what they're not prevented from doing content, but sort of I think they just dumped the game because it was expensive and took the money and ran. Personally, I shouldn't say that they'll get sued, but
I agree with you. I agree with you.
They're definitely moving on to something else.
Yeah,
that's why they got that other company to come and do bug fixes.
If I was rich, honestly, I would buy that game. There's so much cool content you could do. So much fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I just every time I played it, it was buggy. I'm sure that's cleared up now, so I should really try it again.
No, it's still buggy.
No, it's still buggy.
So,
yeah.
I always had trouble getting in the hopper and drove me nuts.
Part of the fun now, we just laugh as we try to the bugs make it fun because the game just all the time. So.
Every now and again, I get the itch I should jump on there and play a little bit, and then I'm like, nah. So if you guys are still on there playing actively, I may have to jump on every now and again.
Yeah, I miss it, man. It was every night I'd go on there for a year. I mean,
yeah. It was exciting when they introduced a new Jason or a map, when the Part 4 Jason and map came out. It was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely some of the most fun I've ever had playing a video game, and it was also some of the most when it would be super buggy, it would just be so annoying and just so yeah. Like, oh, so that guy's on the roof of that
Yeah.
house. That guy's hidden in a tree. I can't get him. That
Mhm.
guy's glitched into a rock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Well, if you were in your private group, the glitches weren't really a problem. It was when
Right.
you were in public matches when they
Yeah.
were on the
Mhm.
roof and stuff. And
Yeah.
People are so obnoxious in the public matches a lot of times.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I only ever really played with my buddies, so we didn't really have that problem. But it was just the glitchiness of it, and it drives me nuts because it's the exact Friday the 13th game I wanted for so long.
Yeah, yep, totally.
Like that idea, that concept, I wanted that for so long, and then I got it. And
Yeah.
like I said, I had a bitch of a time just getting to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so cool. Like you have like a part 6 map where like you have like the camper, or part 7. You tell a telekinetic character. I mean, there's so much cool stuff you could do with the concept.
Right.
But we need to pull our money together and buy it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, like, what about they could give us the ability to mod and create our own maps and our own Jasons, and
That'd be cool.
I mean, if they're going to move on, you should give the PC community that.
Yeah.
I know not for Xbox and stuff, but
So what do you guys think? So part 8, why is there a big power cable going through the Crystal Lake?
it's the shoddiest power cable job.
it's a Jaws
Ever.
it's a Jaws 2
Yeah.
reference.
Mm-hmm.
I was always more taken with, like, because I mean, the look of Jason in part 7 is so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, there's no continuity between the look of Jason in 7 and the look of Jason here. No.
Very
Pumpkin
squishy.
face Jason is just
Booger.
Booger.
And like, where did this guy get the mask at? Because the mask is like, it's even got the X mark in it, and like,
he's become such a big star. They're producing them.
yeah, they should have had a shot of that guy like in the dollar store pulling the mask off the shelf.
Yeah. Well, that would have been more. Yeah, like that would have been a nice angle. We've reached the point where it's like saturated society, easily become folklore.
Yeah.
You can buy the mask or something, and then that would have been a kind of a nice angle.
That's one thing.
9 a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one thing I thought that they did well in part 9 was how, like, the diner had capitalized on the legacy with the Jason burgers. And
That's some of my favorite stuff in that movie. Is the diner scenes,
yeah.
without a doubt.
Yeah.
The real Blairstown Diner is finally doing exactly that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes me want to go more.
Finally.
Mm.
I tried to buy a menu off them years and years ago because they were still using the same yellow menus that are in the film. They literally out the week.
Mm.
Funny.
I got to have breakfast there last year, and it was very cool.
Did you have one of their vanilla Cokes? Because that's what they're known for.
No, I don't think I had. No, I think I had coffee and probably water. I didn't know about the vanilla Cokes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But I have warmed up to this look and the mask for this movie quite a bit. I don't know. I think the slimy look is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And, the mask is oddly shaped, but I think it's cool.
Yeah.
And even pumpkin,
big amount.
even Pumpkinhead Jason, I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I won't go that far.
I do.
Like when the face appears and it kind of jiggles and the water pops out, it looks like it's going to fall apart. Like maybe if it was constructed a little better.
Uh-huh.
I always thought that this version of Jason really should have been like the Pirates from the Fog. It should have been that dark
Yeah.
figure. It just would have made more sense, and I think it would have given the film even better look.
Yeah. I mean,
I do.
Go ahead.
I have to say the one thing that always gets overlooked in the previous chapter is the end of 7, where Dad comes back and pulls Jason under, is a reference to the first film's jump scare, and it gets completely lost because it's so nonsensical in the film they made. And I always felt this film, by just having him like under a dock and chained to the dock, that continuity mistake makes a lot of, like, it hurts my soul because at least the 7 wanted to try and reference back to the first, whereas this film just has kind of a disregard. It feels like a first draft all the way through.
Yeah. Well, Rob Hatton is a super nice guy, but even everyone was saying his sensibility, he's just a real fun, guy who likes more like, not kid movies, but more fantastical, lighthearted stuff. So, his sensibility just isn't really as.
Maybe he wasn't the guy to cast.
Yeah.
Sorry to hire that job.
Didn't he get this gig because he directed a bunch of episodes of like the TV series?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That Frank Mancuso really liked. So it was his idea to take him out of Crystal Lake, but of course, originally everyone knows it was supposed to be a lot more in Manhattan, but budget wouldn't allow it. So
Yeah.
this is kind of a brutal kill, but at the same time, I don't know. It's a little goofy with the little prong thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always thought the actual hit under is not impressive. It's a great idea, a slow kill, but
Yeah.
I think maybe he needed a more menacing weapon.
Yeah. That's
than
right.
the
Yeah.
you know what I
Little
mean?
beam.
Yeah.
or he should lift her up out of there over his head and throw her into the water.
Yeah. Lazarus.
Here is the best final girl all of
Oh,
Friday the 13th history.
Really?
Oh. This
All of Friday the 13th history.
she is so dull, it is not funny. Pretty girl. But dull. And
I
this
didn't know Ginny was in this movie too.
scene bothers the hell out of me because when are they suggesting Stephen King went to high school? Like 1840? Like ballpoint pens were not around in the late 50s.
I expect because she wants to be a writer. Is that her?
Yes.
I think it's the only thing they ever mentioned. She never writes anything ever.
Never sits down at any point and takes some notes even.
Yeah. Mhm.
There's like one scene of her writing for like 2 seconds, and then like she stabs Jason in the eye with the pen.
Oh, that's right.
That's the only reason it's a pen.
Yeah,
Every
they cut
picture
out-
is.
They
Can't
cut
stab
all
with
the
a
scenes on a typewriter.
Yeah.
This guy just makes me laugh. The Crazy Ralph wannabe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they should have given up.
Did you interview him for the book? I don't remember.
He did. Yeah, he's in it. So I remember he's very like surprised. He's like, "Oh, I'm happy to talk about it." He's like, "I don't have know what kind of question, kind of like, you want to talk to me about this movie?" But I'm like, "Sure." So he doesn't even have a name. It's just deckhand in the credits. He had no name. So
I just love the Suzuki Samurai in the background. That's
yeah,
really what has my attention.
That's clearly not his original hair color.
No.
yeah,
But it looks so natural.
yeah, totally. This
Sure.
is weird too. I feel like starting with, I guess it would be part 6 or 7. They always had to have like the evil male adult character, like Dr. Cruz, and Jason wasn't enough. Now you had to have like another villain. Final girl and a final boy. A lot going on.
Yeah.
So looking at these scenes, I can't see where there's not a guardrail around any part of this boat.
Yeah.
But later, that's going to be important.
Well, they used 2 different, because they started with one boat, if I remember correctly, and then something happened that they used a different boat. So
They noticed that one was a cruise boat at some point.
Sort of like how they shoot in Vancouver, but it's supposed to be New York. It kind of just they kind of made do with what they had.
So this is $5 million budget to make this film, which at the time was ungodly amount of money to make a Friday 13th.
Yeah.
I'll just note that before we went on the air, Peter, we mentioned Hellfest also was a $5 million budget this year.
Wow. Yeah.
So what do you think happened there? Did they just like pocket a lot of that money or what?
No, I mean, I think probably the boat stuff, and I mean, New York is a little expensive.
Sure.
Well, I know Rob Hedden went way over. I mean, I think that a little bit of that's in the book. I mean, he shot a lot of extra footage they didn't use, like there's a whole big effect with the giant Jason head.
Yeah.
And that didn't get used. It just went way over, sort of like the Jaws thing where shooting on the water. So I know that's what Barbara Sachs wasn't, that popular on set because she was trying to keep costs down and stuff. So it got pretty contentious. And yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it went to salaries for anybody. But I guess some of the stuff like big wind machines and big tanks and there's all the flashbacks that I don't know if people realize when Rennie is a girl and she's sitting in the boat, he pushes her, in the water, the flashback. The whole background is actually created, drawn screens they put around a tank, so it's not actually in the woods. So they made a whole big background. So maybe that would probably cost some money.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can kind of see it if you look at it close.
Yeah.
So was it shot in a pool or was it just shot?
A big tank, and they erected
Big
backlit fake trees on a scrim, I think it's called, and stuff. That's why it kind of has a weird color to it too. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have to keep an eye out for that. I've never really. I noticed it had that weird color, but I've never really. Yeah.
If you look close, you can see it's just flat. The trees. It's just like a, flat thing. So.
Look how big Crystal Lake is. My goodness.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah, those mountains there. Yeah. I mean, I kind of knew when I saw it. I mean, it's just so obvious now. I'm like, this isn't even like.
I can remember the first time I watched Rumble in the Bronx, Jackie Chan movie. And I watched that whole movie and never keyed in on it whatsoever. And then I got the rented it on video, and I'm like, geez, there's beautiful, majestic mountains. You just don't. Sometimes you just get into it and just kind of goes right over your head.
Yeah. Even the weather here, like all the mountains with the mist, like you don't get that kind of weather.
Yeah.
In Connecticut or whatever. Oh, it's so 80s.
I love the ski shoe.
Is that a thing? Man, I've been missing out.
So on my high school field trip, we took a cruise boat, and yes, we had skeet shooting on it. People always point that out as unrealistic, but we were high schoolers. We were firing guns off the ship.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago. It wouldn't happen today.
No.
My high school trip, I sat next to a guy who was crushing and snorting pills the whole trip. So
just like Charlie Martin.
Yeah.
Yours sounds like more fun than mine.
Yeah.
As I recall, mine was fairly lame.
And mine was like all chaperoned and shit.
You know what's another thing that would never happen? The vest she's wearing.
Oh, I know. It's so big. The oversized vest and oversized.
It's like someone's.
It looks like a couch I had once.
Yeah.
or a Christmas sweater that got like beaten up bad.
Yeah. That's like the ugliest necklace ever. That was like 10 cents from some dollar store.
Yeah.
Everything she's got going on is hideous. Like her hair, her pants, her vest.
Personality or lack thereof.
Oh, come on.
Bad.
I'm sure she's a nice person.
Yeah.
The actress, yes.
I think she's attractive. She's super attractive. I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah. She's very pretty.
Yeah.
I'm just
Well,
They just didn't do a great job in wardrobe.
Yeah. And,
I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna ask some questions for you guys here in a little bit.
I think they also auditioned Elizabeth Berkley from Saved by the Bell. Dee Dee Piper, Michelle Pfeiffer's sister, was up for it, and they chose her. So.
Wikipedia actually suggests that Pamela Anderson was up for the role.
Oh.
That's Wikipedia, so who knows? But,
well, she's Canadian.
Yeah. I do like JJ, even how ridiculous she is.
Yeah.
Aching for a video.
it's like Kim Shattuck of the Muffs a few years to her.
X.
That camera. You know, you're in the 80s when people were huge.
Mm-hmm. That was like state of the art then, too.
Yeah, it was. Apparently, the actor, he based his performance on Rob Hedden. He's like, he realized I'm Rob Hedden when he was a film geek as a kid. So he.
Mic check 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
Sorry, Peter. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
Okay.
it's good to be here for this tremendous occasion, and I just wanted to say, they didn't have skeet shooting on the Columbine boat trip, but no, they didn't. Oh, okay, we're going back to mute, boys. We're going back to mute.
The other shot they had
it's
in
like
college,
it's-
I had to refrain from making any jokes.
He came
we
in
write
like
up-
a school shooting joke, of course.
Yeah.
Did you write up the papers to get Orc fired again?
I've already I've got it drawn
Yeah.
up.
Jay's
Can we
waiting.
call Larry Z and get him on that?
I think Orc went to high school near there, right? Orc.
I used to eat at Applebee's all the time at Columbine, and I used to go see movies in Aurora. Good times.
Yeah.
Yep. Colorado is a place that is very left and right, and people have, let's say, houses in the 6-figure ranges, and they have gun collections that are worth more. So, you find a kid with a bad, day, kind of like Falling Down style, like it's fucking GG mode. Hopefully, it never happens ever again. That crazy lady got caught, or she was only like 18, but yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe since they legalized it, everybody will kind of chill out a little bit.
Well, yeah, I think with weed they just eat Doritos.
Every day.
I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm just going to puff on this bong.
Oh, did you see that the new Spider-Man game came out? And I just went to Walmart and I just got tons of Doritos, Mountain Dew, dude. Just sell that 45. That's more weed for us That's more we for us right now. Okay.
All right.
And I'll just note that all the dialogue out of Orc's mouth was more interesting than the scene between the father and daughter on screen.
That's the best compliment he's ever gotten.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Besides the first Nightmare on Elm Street,
Don't
hot take.
encourage him.
Can I get a real talk, Jay?
Real talk.
Okay, here we go. It's an amazing movie. She's shredding it up right now. But okay, she's going ham sandwich. She's like Hendrix, but a girl that's Caucasian. Anyways, all right, we're going hard in the paint. This film and Halloween 5 are better than the whole Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, except the first one. Bold statement.
Wow.
No, I
There
agree.
you go.
Yeah, that's pretty bold. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep. See, the Lord knows what's up. That's it.
Hashtag hot take with Orc.
So why are they killing off the most interesting female character this early in the film?
Yeah,
That's a
poor
good
choice.
question.
Yeah.
And why is she playing guitar in like the boiler room?
She's just thinking about the music video, I guess.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
And it's a cool kill with the guitar. I mean,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, as soon as you saw it, you were like, "Oh, that's gonna get killed. That's gonna be a weapon." I love her like performance.
Oh, man.
She really just goes for it.
Yeah. Oh, she was writing. You're right. She was writing.
Yeah.
And there's Ren, who's talking to her dog that wears the kerchief.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wanted, this dog,
See,
I wanted this dog dead so badly.
Oh,
you were complaining about Tony the Tiger. Look, it works on him.
Yeah.
Difference. You could put that. This dog deserves to have a kerchief on.
Yeah.
It'll help it drown faster.
Poor
Jesus Christ!
I guess no one
Why
else.
are we killing the dog? What's wrong with the dog?
Because it's exactly what's wrong with this movie is that it's like it won't kill the dog. Like when you saw the final chapter, you thought that dog might die.
Yeah.
Wow.
When the dog
That does
Could those
die.
pants be any higher? My God.
Ultimate Mom Dream compilation.
Yeah.
Hey, Lauren, was your favorite movie of 2014 John Wick because of the dog stuff?
Not because of the dog stuff. It didn't hurt though.
So Colorado's going to be coming after us. That's one. Uno. Two, PETA, and they don't take the things lightly. So they get mad about killing wolves in World of Warcraft. Fuck it, dude.
With the harsh letter writing campaign.
Here's our first dreams. Well, kind of dream sequence.
I mean, I never quite understood. So, as a girl, the mean guy pushed her into the water, and Jason was just floating under there.
I guess she almost drowned in the lake, and he did. So some kind of cross transference of, I don't know.
I mean,
It
yeah,
doesn't really make sense.
Toby's getting the F out.
yeah,
Yeah, it's always like,
Literally, Jason pulled her under because that timeline doesn't work. So who knows?
No.
She would have had to. Yeah, she would have.
oh yeah, no, it's mystical shit at this point.
It's mystical, yes.
We got all kinds of foreshadowing coming right here.
Yeah,
Julius has got to be the worst boxer. He is not protecting his face whatsoever.
He's punching. Yeah.
And for some reason, the other guy is just taking it. Like he's like some Irish shit.
He's just throwing haymakers.
Yeah, this guy's
Keep
like
it
he's
simple,
got
Julius,
one
come
more-
on.
like, knock his teeth out. He's just
The guy he's fighting is Conor McGregor's cousin. His older cousin.
We've got the bad girls.
Mhm.
A young
I
Kelly
love the bad
Q.
girls more than the good girls. So.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
I remember Charlene Martin, the actress, the blonde-haired one. She said, like on the set, they were divided into the cast that got to go to New York and the ones that didn't. She was unfortunately killed on the boat. So,
Well,
Did you get to speak to Kelly Who for the book?
yeah, she's in there.
Okay, cool. I couldn't remember.
So this is suspenders on backwards, right?
I don't even know what that.
Was that ever a thing?
Well,
I don't know, crisscross, man. We had it
I was
before
gonna
that
say
shit.
crisscross, but
Yeah, so
I certainly remember wearing my pants backwards in the 90s. So
yeah.
That was
First time.
very problematic after, like, we need to go to the bathroom really bad.
Yeah. It's-
Yeah.
also, we're lockup jeans. That was another one.
Like, hey, bro, can you zip me up?
like I know people make fun of the '80s, but I almost think '90s clothes. This is like really on the edge of the '90s. Like '90s clothes are almost worse in a way. Starting to get to this like old.
This is like pre-grunge, right?
Yeah, it's like,
we're gonna have to disagree. agree to disagree on that.
Okay, well, they were all awful, I guess. I guess both eras are awful.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the amount of Aquanet that's in this current scene is just unreal. Hera's doing things that defy gravity and all. And what is that brooch that Kelly Hughes wearing?
Let me look at it.
It's
Looks
bizarre.
nautical or something. That's like no, you know what? That's like some fucking New World Order shit there. That's some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wasn't she in the Scorpion
That's
King?
some Masonic imagery or something.
Is it a watch or a timepiece
I
or
don't
some sort?
know. It's special. I don't know.
I didn't know Rob Hidden was a Mason.
He is apparently. That's some high level shit there.
So this movie has this annoying habit of trying to make all the deaths ironic in some way, but it doesn't really understand irony any better than Alanis Morissette did. Like, the guitar playing girl gets killed by a guitar. The uncle eventually gets drowned after he accidentally almost hurt his niece. All the deaths have something to do with the personality of the characters, but it doesn't really come off as the irony it's trying to. Like the girl who suffers from vanity gets killed with a mirror shard.
Yeah.
It's just, and it just doesn't work.
Mm.
And yet this is not my least favorite. So go figure.
What do you guys think of, like, the problem with the Friday the 13th movies is, I don't know, like, to me, I associate them with a camp. So once you go away from the camp, I mean, like Halloween 2 is the same thing. Like, you should be in suburbs. Once you go to a hospital, it just never quite works for me. But I don't know. Like, the boat's cool and all, but it's just not the same. Like, I don't know. It's not scary. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they could have made a great film in this place. Get rid of all the Manhattan stuff. Just make it on a boat. Make it really claustrophobic and scary. Get rid of all the nightmare sequences.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of the artistic pretense at the end of the film. And I think they could have made a good film. But then again, I'm the guy who loves Jason X, so don't listen to
There
me.
you go. Jason in space. This is similar in that sense. Like, a boat feels like the spaceship. Like, there's a similar feel to it.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't know. A lot of black. I mean, on the edge of the ship, you look out, it's just all black anyway. Might as well be in space.
Yeah, they didn't really make the boat feel claustrophobic at all. They make the boat feel like it's freaking a labyrinth. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's do cocaine and die. It's the message of this movie. Coke.
They didn't even do that much coke.
No.
That's what I was saying. That was a small amount. They never offered to share.
Mr. Brackey, I have a fan question from myself.
Oh, sure.
When you were dealing with a lot of these personalities, let's just say, and some may or may not have egos, did you have any Coke during the writing, a Coca-Cola on the writing of your book?
Wait,
While you were writing it.
Wait, I'm
He's
not
basically
sure.
asking if you were snorting coke while you were
Or maybe you had
Completely
Oh my god.
Pepsi Zero Sugar, or
Jesus.
maybe you had a Coke Zero Sugar.
Okay, I can't tell you this is a true story. I was doing an interview on the phone with someone, and I swear to God, they were doing more and more Coke as the interview went on. Because I swear to God, first half hour, every once in a while, and then after a while, and then literally the person was talking more and more. Like by the end of the interview, I'm like, this guy is fucking doing like Coke this whole interview. I swear to God.
This is why we watch the audio commentaries, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Bam. Thank you, Peter. You're a fucking homie.
I won't say who it was. But it was a he.
You can tell us in the green room after.
Yes. So you could probably guess if you read some of the interviews. There's a couple people you might guess who it was.
Yeah, in the green room. You know?
Yeah.
Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm
Oh.
saying?
This may be like the most painful death
Yeah.
in the entire franchise.
And it's a reshoot. That's what's
Yes,
crazy.
it is. Yeah. It was originally he got darts in his eyes. There's a picture of it in the book, but
Yeah.
Well, the scene is actually just about 4 minutes ago. Jason coming out of the room is the end of that murder sequence.
Yeah.
They recut it.
and there's
Yeah,
one
it always drove me nuts. It shows the darts.
I love the girl on the right, the woman on the right, her anchor sweater. It's like, Jesus Christ, it's hideous.
It's so nautical, though. It just makes sense.
Oops.
Yeah, she's dead. So yeah, you just killed someone. So
Yeah. Like if
We're in the Atlantic, honey.
like if you've ever been on a real cruise and like if you fall overboard, you're dead. You're gone.
Really? Yeah.
yeah, you're gone.
Well, they're both not even moving. I mean,
Yeah.
the water's
There he is.
moving. It's so obviously tank water. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
there's Tim Merkovich, your editor's son.
Yeah, it looks like they put the blue puck in it, like in the toilet or something.
Yeah. It's fantastical. Yeah, wouldn't that water be like 30 degrees or something?
You would
way
think.
colder
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
that. Way colder than that. She'd be.
It's like Titanic. You'd be a popsicle at this point.
Mhm.
That was so funny.
Your popsicle joke.
I just caused her to have a horrible
Yeah.
death.
Oh,
But I have to
gosh.
say, though, I mean, I would argue that Charlene Martin's character, what's her name? I can't remember her character's name. She's probably the most memorable character in the movie. Probably.
Yep. Yeah.
Particularly when she shows the principal her science project later.
I love that she's able to like draw this work of art on her body in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate most to the heroin addicts because that's
Yes.
that's darkest side of the night. Oh, gonna get flagged. Wait, not my fault. Not my fault.
No, that was an homage.
Hey, is someone to put a blanket around this poor girl? Like she's freezing and wet, and like on the deck. Wouldn't you like give her?
You know, the thing is, the uncle's not wrong at all in this either. Because, like, literally, if you can have a girl just pushed off the side of the boat, you really were a horrible chaperone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the audience sympathies that they're going for don't. It's just like it's bizarre.
They're all doomed.
And there's no way you can fight. Sorry, wait, we'll get there.
Another thing too would be nice if they had set up some sort of geography to the boat, because people kind of go in and out of rooms, and it's like it's not really clear where anyone's going. It might have been scarier if once. I don't know.
Oh yeah, the entire underside of this boat makes no fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
Did this chick take like peyote at the beginning of the movie and we didn't know it or something? Like she's tripping out the whole damn time.
The funny thing about that is, after they give her the heroin, she no longer has hallucinations.
That's true.
That Jason looks Asian, doesn't he?
Yeah.
The Jason part sucks, but the effect where he comes through the mirror, that is a really cool effect.
I guess it's confusing because has she been having delusions her whole life? Like, why now all of a sudden, since she got on the boat, she doesn't know Jason's around yet? So why is she suddenly hallucinating? Is it the boat that's causing it?
So there's no way this room is actually in a boat. This is like a cheap 70s hotel. Look at that paneling. They shot this like a Burbank hotel.
Yeah. Again, I love that in like 10 minutes she was able to draw this whole elaborate thing.
While high.
I mean, where'd you get the body? Probably asking too many questions, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we're asking way too many questions in this movie.
That's the fun. That's why people came to watch.
It's a defense mechanism.
Yeah. I don't think you could do this now with Me Too. And I don't know if it seemed like this would work. I don't know. Maybe.
Probably.
You'd have to play it much more broad.
Yeah.
No, as we discussed on the VHS rental shows, this is the part that would be all fuzzy. I mean, it's not the best, but it's the fuzzy. Yes, adjust your tracking, but you can't adjust it because it's so effed.
Really?
That's right.
I think if they did it today, it would be him coming on to her, like,
Yeah.
"You want to pass my class, baby?"
Totally. Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
They call me Weinstein in Vancouver. Yeah.
Recording for 14 minutes of just walking down a hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we 14 minutes into the movie?
Establishing shots.
Yeah.
He waited a little while before he pushed her off, though, didn't he?
We're about 35 minutes in. So.
Well, wouldn't you?
Loved it how much is in the first 14 minutes.
It says stomach, and it's pointing down at her bikini area.
Well,
I think this was the longest Friday movie up until
I mean,
Friday
that's-
Jason.
Yeah.
And that's not labeled correctly. I'm just saying. I mean, she said she labeled them
Her
correctly.
anatomy is awful.
Yeah. She's not that bright. We've established that.
Now this would all be on a cell phone, be uploaded to YouTube.
Would it have just been easier to maybe like do the fucking report? You know what I mean? Like, set up this elaborate like scheme to blackmail.
Too late, Professor. It's already on Snapchat.
Like all you had to do was write 800 words. Like,
She's too busy doing blow for all that.
yeah, exactly. She's like, yeah,
It's 3 fucking pages. Get over it.
yeah.
Doing blow and booze at the same time. Also looks like she's 30. God bless her, but
Yeah.
All the actresses do.
yeah. She married someone famous at a studio, I think Lionsgate, and her son was in the Hunger Games in her life. So
Oh, wow.
Huh.
yeah, I forgot what
Wow.
she did well for herself.
Oh, but I'm in love with you, though. No.
So he chose to stalk this girl rather than get with JJ. Think about that for a moment.
None of it makes sense. None of it makes sense.
Well,
This is Matt Damon looking me.
And no one cares that JJ's missing.
It's like a Scooby Doo thing.
I mean, Jason might as well kill him. He's going to slit his wrists anyway.
Another thing I love about Jason's look in this film is that he has his pants tucked in at all times. Amazing.
Well, you know, he wanted to look presentable. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's still squishy, like he never dries off. He's always wet.
Yeah.
Like a sponge.
The bathrooms in this cruise ship are exceptional.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a huge
It's
bathroom.
an enormous bathroom.
Yeah.
Maybe she has like the what's it called?
Yeah, it's the executive suite.
Yeah.
That's why I got all the wood paneling. I needed as much paneling as possible.
How expensive would it be for a high school to rent a whole boat to themselves? It's like,
No, we did it.
Impressive.
but basically, Jason kills what about 100 people because all the other people on the boat when it crashes. So
Yeah.
a lot of people die.
Racking up the body count.
I actually got into an argument one time with somebody in the comment section of a video in which I was like, you know, Jason's technically his biggest body count is this movie when you think that he sunk the ship and all those, and they were, that don't count. And I was like, it counts to those people's families.
Yeah.
If you're wrong though,
Yeah.
the space station in X is the biggest body count.
Oh yeah. That's right.
I don't count Jason X.
I know
It's
you
garbage. It's trash.
Ugh.
That's a different discussion.
Hide behind Roy's skirt with some more. Go ahead.
Rather hide behind Roy's skirt than that curly-haired kid with one arm's skirt.
Listen, I can win this battle. Janessa. Period.
Janessa.
Which one's she? I can't remember.
Exactly.
Oh. Oh.
There's two of them. There's
nice.
two supporting girls. There's the whiny one and the one who gets sucked out of the airlock, right? I can't remember. Yeah. Sorry.
It sucked out there a lot.
She's the one that gets sucked out the airlock. She's the one that goes, "This sucks so bad." And I remember watching the movie, and I was like, "I'm right there with you, honey. I agree."
Yeah. Where's the other one?
People are painful.
I do think the lighting in this movie is pretty good. Like it looks glossy, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it does look really good. Yeah, maybe too good, maybe too glossy.
Yes, I mean it's a little too. It's it's not scary. It's just.
I love how they always have these walls with like
Yeah,
lanes.
Yeah.
Make sure you've got a sharp machete on the weapons rack.
Yeah.
We'll need
It
it
only
on the boat.
looks like the outline. When you take it off, it's got the outline of it.
Yeah, like they painted around it.
Yeah.
And then Jason always very slowly will grab the weapon and pull it off the thing. You know.
It's like The Price is Right, like Friday the 13th edition. And how much is the harpoon? 200. 201? I'll take the under. 199. Good
Jason
job,
kills it
Mr.
at
Morgan.
Planko, man. You wouldn't believe.
Ah.
I think it was at this point. I remember being in the theater. I think someone behind me was like, "Oh, this movie is supposed to be in New York." This is the kind of point people are like something's going on here at this point.
Like I wonder at what point in the movie, like the first time people saw it, that they were like, "Wait a minute, are we ever going to get to New York?"
It was kind of. I remember on here, people was like, "Oh, it's like 40 minutes in." It's like the boat's not even crashed yet. It's kind of like,
Did you just harpoon that dude in the ass?
it looks
Oh, back. Okay, a little back.
big cut kill.
And it kind of looked like he cut his throat with the reverse
It
of
did.
the knife.
Yeah, it didn't really even touch his skin, did it?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, what are you?
Whenever something weird happens in this movie, just Jason's magic, you know.
Yeah.
It's
I think
in
there's one
reference to
shot coming.
Why does that scene go to like slow motion? Is it for effect, I guess?
I think the MPA made him cut to the window. I know that. Like it was supposed
Okay.
to be one shot, and then they had to cut to the window. But yeah, the slow mo was weird. I don't know. I think there's one shot coming up of the original actor who played Scott. Remember, he got fired for a few days.
Oh yeah.
One shot of him in the movie coming up, I think. It's like
He
a
still made bank. He was in that movie.
Yeah. Sorry, Dad.
What's the dog doing at this point?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Writing his own novella.
Writing his own novella, yeah. Story,
Talent family.
linking up the rest of that chick's cocaine and writing his own story.
Is that original Scott Purple Jacket?
He's writing the rest of the screenplay.
It's chewing on Stephen King's pen. Mayday. Yeah, everyone just kind of wanders around the boat and then just runs into each other a lot.
The blonde hair guy there, I've seen him in a lot of other stuff, but I can't think of other things that I've seen him in.
Yeah, a lot of Canadian actors I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
The one blonde-haired guy who gets thrown and lands on the thing or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, he did like some Christian movies, like Left. I think he's in one of those. Like he's the villain. He plays the devil in like Left Behind 6 or something. I don't know.
That's definitely not what I saw him in.
Okay. He was dating Jensen Daggett during the shooting. Sorry.
Jensen Daggett has aged quite well because she's on the documentary when she's interviewed. She looks very nice.
Conventions. Maybe it's been a while now. I don't remember. But.
So you're the last ones. That line is always weird to me because it's like, what, did everyone in town stop having children?
Yeah. Maybe it doesn't. Like they're the last Elm Street children or something.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, I guess you could say in this movie, Jason wipes out the entire class of Crystal Lake, so he basically killed all the kids at once, right?
Plot twist: it's a North Korean cruise. Oh, hey.
Someone said Jason X makes me poop blood in the comments.
I'm going to the comments.
Steak sauce. That's funny.
That's
steak
hilarious.
Is out Makala. Let me say, let me give a shout out.
I would love to get Julius's tracksuit. Just wear that all the time.
Oh, that would be cool.
The tracksuit is dope.
Our old buddy Jerpin is in the chat tonight. How's it going, Jerpin? Manny Gatillo's with us tonight as well. Keeping Angela Baker. I believe that's a new viewer. Hello.
Oh.
The New Blood Dan. What's up?
Love the name.
These guys are killing it in the comments, man. Cracking me up.
It's probably be a fun movie with a big audience. Everyone's drunk or something.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Jason.
Here's another case where, again, the uncle is right. Dropping an anchor in the middle of the ocean makes no sense.
No sense. It doesn't.
You know,
He's the hero of the film.
The a-holes in these movies are always right. You know what I mean? They're always right.
Bad News Cruise.
Exactly.
How does she know how to do this?
I know.
This is. If somebody sent me down there and said pull the lever, I'd be like, there's 100 of them. I don't know what you mean.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, it's a good place for an
it
axe.
does say anchor right above it. So
Oh, yes, it does.
Yeah.
Thank you for noting. You know,
this way. Yeah. There we go. Never realized how kind of like slow some of the shots are. There's a lot of slow pans and stuff.
Back to Friday the 13th, the game. Part 8 Jason was one of my favorite Jasons to play with on that game.
Which one?
Part 8 Jason.
Oh yeah, he had a lot of traps.
Yeah, I liked his kills too with the fire axe. It's fun.
Suspenders and a belt. That's a
Gotta have both.
yeah. Those pants aren't coming down, man.
It's fashion.
High fashion.
Yeah.
She didn't give off that message with her demeanor.
Yeah.
The suspenders and the belt make it.
She looks great for her age as well.
Yeah.
I mean, she still looks very young.
I love that she has shorts and leggings. Like, what is that outfit? Jesus.
The legs were cold.
And then, like, so aside from like the what's the boat guy called? Like the two boat people. There's no one else running the boat.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
I'm glad the lights are still going in the disco.
Yeah.
There's no other crew. There's no just
The disco never stops.
Yeah. No one makes food. No one has to eat. I guess.
Well, you referenced Halloween 2.
Mm-hmm.
Notice in Halloween 2, there's like no staff in that hospital either.
There's like a whole baby board. There's like one nurse.
Apparently, Halloween is a quiet night.
This is my favorite kill in this movie because the MPAA was not going to let him get away with any kind of bloodshed. Just the brutalness of throwing her to the floor.
Yeah,
it's the best thing in the film as far as kills.
he just drops her like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think this is Kane Hodder's favorite kill in the movie too.
Yeah.
This track is called generic rock music.
Did you see the To Hell and Back Kane Hodder documentary, Peter?
I have not yet. I read the book.
It's really good. You should check it out.
Yeah, I heard it's really good. Die already. Die. Even Jason gets impatient.
Now they should have had more kills like that in the movie. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Knowing they couldn't get bloodshed in, they should have just been violence, just pure violence.
Right, yeah.
That kill now would be rated like TVG.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
This movie would be PG.
I'm pretty sure I saw that shit on Paw Patrol.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, there's very little language in this movie, and I mean,
No nudity, really.
yeah, exactly.
I guess there's cocaine use.
Well, but they never, took that out when it played on USA.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, this guy took a freaking shotgun and his camera.
Yeah.
That made sense.
Well, he's gonna get all Blair Witch in a second.
I was gonna say the Blair Witch Project ripped this movie off.
It's very ahead of its time with the kind of social media almost too. Yeah, it's filming
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh, if they remade this today, this would be live streamed.
Oh yeah, totally.
Oh yeah.
Scream Force.
It'd be just like Halloween Resurrection.
Halloween Resurrection. Yeah.
Michael Myers type. You guys know about the aborted sequel to the remake they were going to do for a while, where it was going to be found footage, Jason, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have a camera for one of his eyes.
Yeah, like somebody shoved a camera in his eye. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, I know.
Brilliant.
Yeah, thank God that wasn't me.
Hell, I'd pretty much watch anything if they would just make a new movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd rather just have no new movie than a bad new movie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. It's a stupid concept, but
They should just film all the court cases. Friday the 13th, Part 13. Everything that happens in fucking lawsuits in North America.
Yeah.
Dun, dun,
that's
dun.
way scarier than any of the movies, right?
That's the real horror story right there. Yeah.
Will we ever get a 14th movie? I don't know. 10-hour documentary. Paradise Lost.
Yeah,
Friday Part 7.
Crystal Lake Lost.
I just feel like it's like Jaws. Like how I remember seeing Jaws Revenge in the theater, and just being like, okay, you just need a shark eating people. Like you don't need intense family trauma. Like Friday the 13th, just kids at a camp and you kill them. Like it's not
Yeah.
that hard to do. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I think you could keep all the elements, just change the storytelling box it's in, and you could tell Friday 13th forever successfully.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
Not to go too off topic here, but I've actually read the novelization for Jaws 4. And if you want to talk about some crazy stuff, voodoo, there's like a point in the book where Jaws is like, I don't understand why I'm eating these people. You know what I mean? It's insane. It's
There's-
insane.
yeah, there's drug dealing, there is voodoo, there is a voodoo priest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
Hank Searles basically was given free reign to do whatever the hell he wanted, and that's what we ended up with.
Hmm.
So
It would have been a better film.
I think, yeah, it'd been a, yeah.
So you get to know like the inner thinkings, like the inner monologue of Jaws.
Some of them.
Some of it, yeah.
It sounds
How does
interesting.
that work?
So the shark is being controlled by a voodoo priest who has a
Yeah.
grudge against the Brody family.
wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can live with that. It's just the thought part where we have inner monologue.
Man, I'm really enjoying swimming right now. Man.
Yeah, man,
Oh,
I
man.
love swimming and eating things.
Well, it kind of worked if you ever read Cujo. Stephen King goes a little bit into the mind of the dog, but he's able to pull it off.
Mm.
Stephen King.
Taking enough coke at that point.
Yeah, true. Yeah. He probably wrote Jason Takes My Hand.
Yeah.
These are really unlikable characters, all of them.
Yeah, this keeps going. I didn't realize that we're already at the
I was gonna say we're at the halfway point.
yeah. Oh,
Time for
So-
a refill.
So like people in the theaters at this point were probably like, okay, so finally we're gonna get to New York.
yeah. Oh, there's more. There's more. And it's hilarious when they dock and you know, well, we'll get there, but it's a bunch of back alleys, you know. So. Although I have to say, I don't know. I mean, if it was all New York, would it have been any better? I mean, Jason walking around, like, I guess it would have been funny, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, would it really make the movie any better? I don't know. I never figured out this guy's strategy. So, like, to escape, he runs up. Like,
Yeah.
where are you going?
Yeah. Maybe he thinks maybe this big guy can't climb. you know?
Yeah, but you know,
Maybe he's afraid of heights.
yeah, true. Yeah. He's afraid of water in Freddy versus Jason.
It's true.
Yeah, where's he going?
Even Jason's like, what the hell?
What are you doing? It's like, what are you doing? Yeah, speaking of the game, I was curious about what the Part 8 map was going to be. If it was going to be at the camp with like a docked boat, or was the whole level going to be on the boat? Interesting.
Eh.
I love this too. Jason throws Julius overboard, and then like it's like literally 30 minutes later when they get into the canoe or to the rowboat, and he pops up. Like, so what was he doing for 30 minutes in the water the whole time? Like, it's just later. Like,
Yeah.
he'd be dead by now. Frozen, but she's still tripping on her heroin or whatever she's taking.
Yeah. And
There's.
Hmm.
He doesn't even look like Jason in the first movie, but. Yeah.
So in 2 films ago he's tearing 3 people's heads off in the woods without a problem, but
Yeah,
choking her out's a problem.
guess he's been under the water for a while, so
Yeah, he's a little soggy, you know.
Yeah.
Do you think the director, you know how he just smashed his head through the whole thing, whatever the hell it's called on a ship? Do you think they took that from part 3? You know, with the van, I think it is.
Oh,
Isn't it?
I thought of that. Yeah.
Could be a callback.
Yeah.
It's kind of his weakest move. It's like he's killed everyone really well, but he's like, I'm going through the window for this one.
Yeah, totally.
One arm.
There we go. Like this whole boat blows up and sinks, and like no one ever comes to look for it. Like when the Coast Guard come, I guess not. And then she basically gets these people killed. She's like, "Wait here,
Yeah, just wait here.
we're fine."
Everything will be fine.
Yeah.
The ship's on fire or we're sinking.
Yeah.
Wait here.
Totally.
There's a bar over here.
Mhm.
Maybe sell some cocktails.
Yeah.
Just chill out.
I also love the fact this is the film that clearly the Jason versus Freddy, Freddy versus Jason screenwriters did not watch, because Jason spends this entire film in water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's in the water in 4. He swims out and kills her in the raft. I mean,
Oop.
Wasn't that a Ronnie Yu thing though? That
Yeah,
Jason was
yeah,
afraid
it
of water?
wasn't the screenwriters. Yeah, they made some changes there. David Goyer might have put that.
So did Paramount intend for this to be their last one, or did they just go like, well, the box office didn't do well, so we're done?
Yeah, that was basically. I mean, if it would have made a lot of money, of course they would have made another one. But Rob hadn't said he kind of intended to be the last one. But anytime something makes money, I'm sure they would have, if made it, money, they would have brought it back. But Paramount didn't care,
Yeah.
I think this is a shot coming up. That's the real actor right there.
Uh,
Yeah, that's him right there. I mean, the first original actor that played the lead guy.
Yeah.
Now it's Scott Reeves. And the water is so green. It's like so clearly. This shot is their first actor too. Maybe not. Yeah.
It is probably just as effective as the sinking scenes in Titanic, though.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I don't know. And like the final girl, Rennie, she kind of just is so ineffectual. Like, not really like driving the action.
Right.
I guess she kind of comes in her own later, but
I just loaded the lifeboat in a hurricane, so it's gone.
yeah. Wow.
Keeping Angela Baker says that David Goyer put in the Jason Afraid of Water. I mean,
yeah, he did a rewrite.
I mean, I thought Goyer was, I don't know. Surprised that was a Goyer idea.
Maybe sometimes they don't know the series that well. They didn't, I don't know if he was actually a fan or not. I would just push her overboard. She's a liability at this point. I would say that. I love this. This is, I think, when Julius pops out of the water. So I think for the last 20 minutes, he's just been under the water.
Slowly dying with the temperatures.
He's just been working on his breaststroke, you know.
He's back.
And of course, the dog is safe, thank God.
Thank God.
We made sure to get the dog down that rope ladder.
Yeah.
Wasn't easy.
I left all the other students to die in the restaurant, but I got the dog, by God.
Yeah.
Not on a tank at all.
Yes, that is very obvious. Yes.
Is there a shot? Is there the overhead shot? Is Jason holding on to the back of the boat thing? There's the overhead shot. They'll show everyone.
And there was
Someone's holding on to the.
That was better effects on Gilligan's Island, man.
Now it's the fog. Wait for some pirates to come out.
So they're apparently fighting the wrong way against the tide of the Hudson because they're about to see the Statue of Liberty. So they're actually fighting this one of the strongest tidal waters in North America. Lazily, by the way.
Well, you know, Julius is a very strong man.
Yeah.
I mean, we've
Well, he's a
seen
one-armed
his
apparently.
capabilities.
Now it got dry really fast.
See if Julius hadn't been weighed down by all these other lames, he could have taken care of Jason by himself. You know.
No doubt.
He has too much confidence in his boxing.
Yeah.
Why didn't Jason just swim up and turn the boat over right now and kill him? Why does he wait until they go to New York or Vancouver, I should say?
See, if this was a Lucio Fulci film, we'd see him fighting a giant shark under the water. This one.
He went
Now
back
that-
to Crystal Lake because he had some Uber Eats he had to pick up. Oh, hey-oh.
Listen, Jason versus a shark under the water, Fulci style, would have been sick. That would have been sick.
Would have made this movie.
And there's no fog in this shot of the Statue of
I know.
Liberty.
No.
It's perfectly clear because they didn't purchase it.
Well, it's nighttime now, so the fox. Okay.
It's stock footage.
Yeah. This film is really what a metaphor for immigration, isn't it?
Ah!
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Big Apple.
Yeah.
And now we're approaching
Sing it, Julius.
the island from the wrong side.
Where's all the needles and crack vials I heard about?
We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
It's like every step they take, you're breaking glass from crack vials.
I just want to know at what point in New York history was there ever this little people around?
I know.
Anywhere.
And can you just take a boat and just saddle right up to New York Harbor?
Most definitely. Lauren, what part of Manhattan is this?
This is considerably north of the city I know.
Uh-huh. How far north?
On the other side of the continent
1,200
as well.
miles.
It's got to laugh, I guess.
That's so stupid.
It's not
The
smart.
Eastern Hockey League.
I think I remember too seeing this in the theater and people going, "God, man! Like now we're in the fucking alleys. Like I never gonna get to New York." Like people were like,
They're like, we're finally in New York, but what's this alley stuff?
Oh, they're checking their watches.
So you would
Where's
think
Times
that
Square?
You'd think they'd be in the Lower East Side, but there's
Uh,
no. But there is no warehouses down
Yeah.
there. So.
Junkie time.
"Yeah, hey baby, you look good."
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see Danger Bay? The show Danger Bay?
No.
Is that a Canadian thing? Anyway, there's a show in Canada, Danger Bay, that was pretty popular in the early 90s, and it was all filmed in Vancouver. And there's an episode of Danger Bay, and that guy on the screen right now with the gun. Not the guy with the red kerchief on his head. He's in an episode of Danger Bay, and I swear to God, he's wearing the exact same wardrobe. and the other guy in the scene with him is the guy at the very start of the movie. Like, they must have just been extras. They were just like, sure, come on. Like, so they did an episode of Danger Bay.
They just walked from the set next to it.
Yeah,
That's
it's
hilarious.
uncanny. I'll have to key that up and put a picture up sometime. But yeah, I was rewatching Danger Bay one day, and I was like, what?
I just realized that behind the boxes, they Save Ethiopia Relief Fund. There's a social conscience in this movie. Very lively.
This is like the gang from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah, I know. It kind of would play well with a laugh.
Brende?
Like, wouldn't you just walk into one of these buildings and call on the phone? Like, gotta be a phone somewhere. No.
You could pick that very necklace up at any shop once you get uptown.
I know.
Don't bother saving it. Just get another one later.
I didn't even get one before he got there. Order that shit.
So there's water going into the fire can.
I know.
It's weird.
At least I have a couch for. It's nice.
Yeah, that's right. They really did the place up nice.
Is that actually what heroin looks like? Like, is it green ooze liquid? Is that
It's like vile.
yeah?
What I'm thinking of is, my God, she's going to get like Hep C from sharing that needle. What else?
This is AIDS time, man.
Yeah, it's HIV right here.
This is how TMNT2 is made. Tokar Azar. That's right. Don't you forget it.
Yeah.
The secret of the ooze.
Oh, now he's gonna rape her. Okay. Wow.
Well, I guess you could say Jason's an AIDS metaphor too, man. This movie has a lot going on. Immigration.
In the remake, she'd go, "Me too."
Yeah, Me Too in here as well. Drug use, opioid addiction. This covers everything. Toxic waste.
It's your parade, princess. It can be rough or it can be smooth. Parades are neither rough nor smooth.
Yeah, Jason's choice of weapons and some of his weapons in these movies are kind of wimpy, like the boat, the little thing at the beginning when he kills her. Like they're not like really butch weapons. I'll say that.
So here we go. Drug dealers going to be killed with a hypodermic needle because that's like,
I was gonna say, would a needle do it? I guess if you poke it to the bottom.
Oh gosh, yeah.
you'd never get it through though.
I couldn't do this kind of damage. This is unbelievable. His hand has to be halfway through his body.
Yeah.
And he's mad at the needle when he's doing.
Yeah.
It's like, just say no.
Yeah. Raping is bad.
Yeah.
Kane Hodder loves to take his bullet hits.
Yeah, I did.
He has that down.
Why'd they show us stupid shit in like Darren's school? It should have just been, like you won't get laid if you do heroin and then you die afterwards. Then it would have been great. Like that's
Yeah.
Your penis will fall off.
We don't need to see like frying eggs and stuff.
Hey Mike, here's what happens when you try and rape Melissa. Whatever. Forget about it.
Yeah. It took her like 10 minutes to push her body off her. Like, all you have to do is roll over to the right. She would know. Like,
this is your brain on marijuanas.
there you go.
Yeah, I have no idea where they are.
No, I wanted to split up for some reason.
Actually, Julius has just escaped back to the credit sequence from the beginning of the film.
Yeah, I'm sure I think they just did some pickups.
I'm sorry. I love this film. I think Jay's a pretty decent fan or big fan of it too. You guys just shitting on this is fucking hilarious. I'm having so much fun.
Just having fun.
Yeah, we're just having fun here,
Oh, I will watch this every day of my life before I watch License to Drive ever again.
Like they're going against the Hudson, and then like there's water dripping into the fire barrel.
Well, and I mean, you saying that, Lauren, knowing how much you love License to Drive is saying a lot.
Yeah, it's because I don't choose to starve in a third world country before I watch License to Drive again.
I saw that in the theater. I'm embarrassed to admit.
License to Drive.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
As
don't
you
want-
should be.
We don't need to discuss it.
Yeah. I saw that and Dream a Little Dream in the theater, which is really god awful.
Wow.
Dream a Little Dream, maybe a little worse.
Yeah, it's
If you ever write a book about those movies, we have a problem.
well. I
That's-
happen to be working. I'm kidding.
That's your next book, Peter.
There
The
it is.
Quarries.
Yes.
The Quarries.
Oh,
All right,
choreography.
work the body, Julius.
Well, you know what? I saw the others in the theater. I'm your daughter.
That's a horrible film too.
This thing goes on a long time, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. I think Julius's hands, both of them, would just be broken beyond repair at this point.
They're pretty bloody, I think, when they show them. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Punching the hockey mask.
Yeah, they would be.
And I love how he decided he's like, I'm gonna take his body.
It's that like
Now we're
punch
looking at
sound.
it. Yeah.
Let's focus
Just
on the
falling
leg.
over from these swings.
Punching a leg.
And the remake, he'd be a Spanish guy doing MMA. You'd like have him in like a like a headlock.
He's doing like arm bars on Jason.
Chimera.
Like,
Yeah.
in his arms.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Yeah,
care. Tap out, Jason.
I've always said that if the fans got their way and we got the Survivors movie where all the survivors of the previous Fridays come back, they should just throw Buster Rhymes in it for no apparent reason to piss off all the fans and pretend that it makes sense.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Well,
I
it
would
kind of
crowdfund the shit out of that. That's the easiest $10 ever spent. in my life.
it kind of sounds like that 13 Fanboy movie is going to be that. I mean, they've got so many of the cast members in on that, you know.
And that's
And
about
Buster,
a fan, right? That comes back and kills everyone. Or something.
Yeah, like some kind of crazed fan. Yeah,
Pizza you're the crazy fan. Yeah.
yeah.
Friday the 13th lost court cases purgatory.
Buster Rhymes has gotten really fat too, so that would be even
Yeah,
more funny.
dude. How much pizza's he eating? Holy fuck.
Well, he's like a dream interview for me. I'm gonna try to reach out to him.
Oh,
soon.
that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yo, you Mr. Bracky? Speak up, motherfucker. Shit.
Michael Myers is in a soundbite.
He's a great white shark.
That's right.
LL Cool J's in the studio with him. They're in like some penthouse in like Manhattan. Yo, what's up?
You have to get Brandy from My Summer Last Summer in there too.
Uh-huh.
Pass the Cavassier, Mr. Rhymes.
That's right.
This guy's the most Canadian cop ever. Yeah, eh?
Hey, looks like you got a problem over here, eh?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
chugging
don't know about that. I'm gonna have to call my chief.
What's the problem here, guy?
I'm not your guy, pal.
I guess to be fair though, I mean, New York City cops aren't helpful, are they in real life?
Yeah.
Uh,
They put up with a lot of crap. Let's just say that.
yeah. True. Rude of the cop car, I guess.
I see. I always heard that New York cops were like cool and just kind of laid back, but like L.A. cops, you don't mess with.
Oh yeah, no, I guess not. I don't know. No.
I want to know why this cruiser doesn't have a cage
Yeah,
between the front and back, because I've never seen a cop wear it. Whereas your people you take into custody can get at you while you drive.
Definitely not New York.
That's because after this, they used it for Cop Car Confessions on HBO after an Eddie Murphy special.
Cop car confessions.
I guess maybe cop cars in Vancouver don't have cages in the back. I don't know.
Yeah, they didn't need
Need
to.
them.
Everybody's pretty chill. They're all
They
smoking.
don't need
Hey there, buddy. We're gonna
Yeah.
take you down to the joint, and
Yeah.
hey, let's get some Timmies real quick.
Hey, why don't we
All
get
right.
why don't we get fucked up together and just smoke some weed?
So, right now,
You know what? Anytime Raiho or Cole's like had to, ever been taken to jail, because they've done it so many times, it's like super bad where they're all in the bar just getting drunk.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, look at this
Are
guy.
you gonna do it again? No. Okay then.
So basically, Rennie just killed the woman, right? Because she's
Yeah.
dead. because of
Absolutely.
her-
Yeah, it's all her fault.
Well, they leave her behind in the car the same way she left the kids in the.
Yeah, I know.
She is like working on some heroin here though, so
Yeah, true. Give her a break. Yes. Just like Halloween 2, when Dr. Loomis gets Ben Tramer killed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's a horrible doctor. Yeah.
A lot of parallels between Halloween 2 and
There
this
is.
movie.
I'm noticing for the first time tonight. Yeah, the hypodermic needle too.
Exactly. My goodness.
Drug, yeah. And she
Hmm.
basically performs like Jamie Lee Curtis is asleep, and I mean the same kind of performance.
Wow, my mind is blown.
Yeah, I'm kind of asleep the whole movie. Yeah, you know.
Eh.
This might be the first time ever I side with a Halloween film over a Friday the 13th film.
Oh, here we go. We're going into the. Let's
Yeah.
check the surround here. See
Yeah.
how.
if you have a big screen, you should be able to see it. We'll see. That's kind of a cool shot. Where
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of neat.
that burning water
Yeah.
reminds me of that lake.
What's our budget?
Now I'm gonna
5
be,
billion?
like,
Or
I'm
just
gonna-
throw a bunch
I'm
of
gonna
shit
go
on the
full
floor.
I gotta see this painted wall stuff.
Yeah, so literally that's just a wall, like a scrim back there. Like it's flat. Like a couple little bushes in the front. You probably, I don't know if you can see it.
I can definitely tell that from this angle, from the angle on the
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Mhm.
On DVD, I could never tell from all the millionth box sets we got that all were shitty. Bits
that I-
falling out.
I don't
The
know if
angle-
I would have noticed if you hadn't pointed it out.
Yeah.
The ang-
really bad.
The angle on the little girl's better, but the angle on him, like you can,
Yeah,
it's just
totally.
weird,
Because the light-
oddly lit.
Yeah.
Terrible lighting. Yeah.
There's like
Not
a
a
lot
real-
right on the tree.
What they're really saying though here with this scene is that when Rennie gets to be an adult, she chooses that hairstyle.
Sure.
Well, what's funny is when the angle's on her, it looks like it's daylight, but when the angle's on him, it looks like it's dark.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what time of day it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And why does he throw in the water? Did he try to swim?
You get some kind of like crazy. Like I'm pretty sure that doesn't work ever.
Yeah.
You're just gonna learn how to swim.
Yeah, she it's totally obvious there too when she throws.
So if she didn't know she was going swimming this day and she's afraid of water, why did she own a swimsuit?
She's just gonna sunbathe, you know.
The water's green again.
More importantly, he never had any intention of getting into save her because he's wearing like a knitted sweater. He looks like Mrs. Voorhees sweater.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Push me. It's all your fault.
And now she's going to destroy the continuity of the series with one line. He was really down there.
Yeah, it did. Doesn't really make sense. That's forceful.
So dramatic.
Yeah,
It is. Look at that lighting.
I know, that hair.
She looks like she's in a Whitesnake video.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. I swear to God.
Her hair's grown like
I was like, all of a
significantly.
sudden she's smoldering. This is like,
I think it's the heroin. It makes your hair grow.
Yeah.
Her makeup's perfect, though. I'm glad.
I can confirm that with heroin right there.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
The perm just immediately just.
So apparently they threw him in the shredded document folder.
Yeah.
You know what's hilarious? Since tax season just passed us by, people actually got paid to make this movie.
I think that's the pipe they break in the water. It's there. Oh,
You guys ever listen to the commentary on the Paramount DVD with Jensen Daggett, Scott Reeves, and Kane Hodder?
Mhm.
They're talking around this point in the movie, and they're like, "Yeah, you know, we got this movie. Like, wow, we're on this big Paramount movie." They're like, "Watch it now. It's like this is like a high school production." And then Kane Hodder kind of got mad at that. You know, they were kind of laughing at the movie. But,
This is my opus. What are you talking about?
yeah, it's like, hey,
I love this. In he goes, out he goes. It's comedic. It's great.
Remember the part when Kane Hodder's like, "Yeah, I go to conventions all the time, and the fans are really nice. They'd love to meet you." And she's like, "I don't want to be associated with this."
toxic wave, whatever that
This
is.
whole thing is like some Looney Tunes shit.
Also, too, it's sort of like this guy's such
The
a
dead rat. I love that. That extra edited just to
Oh God, Secret of the Ooze, man.
I'm glad there's a barrel of toxic waste sitting out there like that.
Yeah.
Look at how the lights are moving. It's great.
Good old New York with its
Yeah,
If only they had a
Free
$6
toxic
million
waste
budget,
drums.
Vanilla Ice would be rapping on top of a roof.
totally.
Go Jason, go Jason, go.
Go.
Sorry.
I'm getting ahead of it, but yeah, also at the end of this film, we needed Jason versus the Chuds.
Yeah.
Mm.
So we're now at the 1 hour 20-minute mark, and we're still in the alleys.
At
No,
this
we
point, at this point
She
in the
found a
movie,
nice chair to curl up, didn't you?
at this point in the movie, people should be like, "So I guess we're never going to get to New York,
Yeah.
right? We're never going to see actual New York."
It almost might have been better if right when they landed, they went to the New York part, and then they ran in the subway, so it might not have felt as. At least you got to
Right.
New York quicker, and then you might have believed, I don't know, the subway or something.
They just desperately needed to have a moment in this film where he walks Times Square through the grindhouses and just see the grind marquees behind him. It's the only thing that would make sense, and they avoided it.
Yeah.
Hey, how are you?
We're about to see Ken Kersinger.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, momentarily. Yeah.
And, Rob Hedden's sister. She plays Welcome to New York. That's the sister.
Well, and Ken Kersinger plays Jason
Mm-hmm.
in a.
Shot, yeah. Too.
Yep.
He gets electrocuted. I think he's the one on the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man.
Here we go. I think we're finally getting to New York now. Am I not mistaken? Can't remember. Yes. Oh, wait, no. More Vancouver subways.
I know Vancouver has trains. I don't know if they actually have a subway.
Yeah.
They have a train system, I think.
Quayton lives.
Mhm.
Wouldn't be a New York movie without the subway, right?
No.
Yeah, true. But yeah, like if they had been in New York already in Times Square, then you might have been like, oh, okay, now it wouldn't have felt like they're dry. It
Mhm.
feels like, oh, they're just delaying what we all want.
It really doesn't matter because they don't do anything with the setting once they get there.
Yeah. So
They
Besides-
pass through it.
Besides for a subway exit where there isn't a subway exit in the most known street in the world. Here's another point. I keep wanting to put other movies on this, but it'd be great as they ran through the subway if there was a guy with the basket case basket on his lap in the subway.
yeah.
That'd been funny.
They should have just gone. I mean, they didn't make a serious film anyway, so they should just done it all.
Sure.
So this is a question, like, let's say, oh, I never noticed on that poster it says Jason Lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never noticed that. Like, could this movie, let's say they were able to shoot New York and whatever, budget wasn't a problem. Like, would a movie like this ever be scary? Like, is Jason in Manhattan ever going to be?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's always going to be kind of a funny,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the classic fish out of water tale.
There you go. Like,
Yeah.
Jason Space.
So it's like coming to America with the body count.
Yeah. Because the minute you put Jason in like front of a cab or New York or Times Square, it becomes like, satire almost.
Yeah.
Fall. Like Jason on a boat can still be scary. Let's sit here and sit next to him for a while.
Danger, 6,000 volts. Make sure we get that right on there.
I mean, electricity only makes him stronger.
That's what I was saying. He comes back, brings him back to life. So
It's like,
Donald's Panasonic.
I love this. I used to do that gag all the time when I was a kid. Behind the couch.
He's the guy with no pants.
Yeah.
I guess it's a pretty cool.
I hope he wasn't an extra. You just like watch them do that gag coming out. He's just
All right,
like,
guys, hang on.
crazy.
All right, we got 2 McDonald's in this shot. We got a Coca-Cola sign.
That's
All
still
right,
a
we're
Burger
already
King.
on Friday the 13th, so now we get to the fast food part. Let's see what else we got. Burger
we got
King.
BK.
Burger King. Yep. Okay. Cannon, rest in peace.
Kodak, rest in peace.
Yep.
Batman.
So
I don't know.
you can't actually
TKP, rest in peace.
you can't actually drive on this street anymore. I mean, it's all blocked in.
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Really?
One last thing, Subaru, still going strong. All right, that's all I got to say. Friday
That
the 13th.
subway station platform is hilarious to me because it's obviously just dropped there.
So like, at this point, like, how could they not escape from Jason? Like, run into a building. Like,
Yeah,
Well-
flag down a cab, jump in the cab.
I mean,
You
yeah,
know.
the movie should be over right here, but
I also look at like all these businesses that are around them are like these huge multinational corporations. Because the rent is so expensive, but they're gonna find a freaking
Yeah, I know.
greasy-
yeah. So I mean, the movie's just
And the punks that are listening to hip hop is just bizarre.
remember boomboxes. Wow.
Mm.
They didn't have hip hop punks?
Yeah. Now they'd all be wearing AirPods or something.
These really should have been skinheads.
I love how dude just like he's like, "Where's my chain?"
Yeah. I bet these are like the relatives of the bikers from Part 3.
There you go. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here's Ken Kersinger. No, he's in the background of one of these shots. He plays the
It's way at the counter back there. So
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays like the cook or something.
the breakfast must have been delicious because they didn't eat any of it.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Breakfast at midnight is a good.
Yeah.
Although actually, breakfast at night is pretty good. Welcome to New York.
It's like Natasha Leone.
Yeah.
Here comes Kersinger.
He's a tall guy.
Big
I'm not
tall.
slam dunking basketballs.
Mm.
Working in the diner.
He's like, not another guy busting through the fucking wall again. Come here, creep.
New York, man, that's crazy. You know.
Yeah.
That's the third door this week.
Wow.
Can I just make a fucking pizza and peace around here? God fucking damn it. Paulie.
Those earrings are hurting my feelings. It's like corn with cherries on top of them. I don't know what's going on.
Those are pretty hideous, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's it for New York.
That's it for
There
you.
we
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going off for what Raiho said is
Time to
like,
go
oh,
to
what are you doing tomorrow? What are you
Oh,
doing this
man.
morning, Tom? Putting open another door,
Yeah.
standard.
That was like a
Yeah.
solid 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sure hope that they can find a John Carpenter lookalike sewer worker soon.
Yeah. Don't you know toxic waste gets flushed down here all the time? God damn it, kids.
That's where the chubs come from.
Before Giuliani, it was just fucking toxic waste everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. I mean, buckets on the street.
I remember thinking as a kid, like, does it really do that? Do they really do that?
Yeah, I did the same thing. Like, man,
Where does it come from?
No, it's just extra large sodas. It's like
Yeah.
Morgan Spurlock, just fucking all
Everyone's pissing in big gulps down the
Yeah.
drain.
7-Eleven and supersize just floating down there. That's what kills
Yeah.
Jason.
If you grew
America.
up knowing the city, this film was even like more bizarre. It really was because it's like this is like Fantasyland, New York, like no one's business.
I've never been to New York. What's the over under? Like the first time I visit New York, how long will I be there before I get mugged?
Oh, you won't. Not now.
Okay.
One of the safest cities in
I
America.
was gonna say,
You
my
won't,
wife was
just-
So
there.
yeah. That was kind of a
if you go
Yeah.
to Chicago,
They've-
maybe.
they've
Oh,
they've Disneyed it.
Yeah, they did. Well, yeah, like my wife was there not that long ago, and like the cops were walking down the street. They were like part of the old, like you take pictures with the cops and stuff like that. Like probably just people dressed up like cops.
Oh my God, you're right. It is John Carpenter.
Absolutely.
It's John Carpenter meets Harry Dean Stanton.
Yeah.
The sewer floods with the stuff every night at midnight because
Of course.
toxic waste has a timetable.
Yeah.
Everyone flushes at the same time, and then
We're not
What's
talking
it
about
for?
sewage. We're talking about toxic waste.
where's the toxic waste coming from?
Yeah, exactly.
A
Apparently, there's some
power
kind of
plant,
plant
like-
that's producing
in
unbelievable
the-
amounts of waste, and they just dump it to the sea.
And it like floods the place. It doesn't just like drip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck you, John Carpenter.
What's going on here?
Boom.
Oh,
Well, I mean-
such a. Oh, man. That's weak.
Well, I mean, don't you know? I mean, Rudy Giuliani pushes the button every midnight and just
Yeah.
he's got a little button in his office.
We got to get this out of here.
Christie.
Jason is bemused by a flashlight
Yes.
because we know that distracts him.
Flashlights.
You caught me in the lake. You're not gonna get me now.
Flashlights in water.
A moment of silence for Bucky's cousin dying from Halloween Part 4.
Bucky's cousin.
I want to say this character's name was Bucky or something.
Then that was clearly an homage to Halloween 4.
Halloween 4 was a year before this, right? Yeah, 88.
88, yeah.
This was right. I was right. So it was really it was a trilogy of box office disappointments. Because there was this, Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street 5, and then Halloween 9 or Halloween
Yes.
5. 1989.
Mhm.
So no, none of them, all of them underperformed.
Danger, toxic chemicals.
I'm glad she can grab the toxic waste bucket. I mean,
Oh, then there's that.
yeah.
There it
I've
is.
seen meat in the supermarket that looks worse than that.
Yeah. Especially after part 7, you're right. I mean, that's such a great makeup of this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now drunk Jason.
Yeah.
Show me the way to go.
It's, the guy in RoboCop when he gets the toxic waste on him, remember? And then he hits up with it.
Oh yeah, his face melts.
Yeah, yeah.
Much better effect.
Yeah, he's kind of walking like that, though.
I miss when the Friday the 13th used to be willing to kill off all but the final girl.
Yeah, I know. Now there's so many so many characters and
Like his head literally looks like it's made of paper mache.
yeah.
And
Uh-oh. Here comes the waste.
I don't know.
If only
Mom.
they'd kept in the part with the little kid swimming around in Jason's mouth.
Yeah.
At that point,
Check your watches, guys.
Giuliani just
It's
flushed.
that time.
and Kane Hodder always wants to tell the story about how he can vomit on cue. I'm like, that's the least of our issues here.
Yeah.
What? Why was he vomiting, though?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, because he
oh
wasn't
no.
toxic waste yet. That doesn't make
Preemptive drowning.
Yeah, it's symbolism or something.
Here comes the toxic waste.
I'm gonna get ready to drink this water.
But would toxic waste
Right.
burn walls too? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Jason magic trick where he turns back into a little kid because all the evil got burnt off by the toxic waste, because that makes sense.
yeah.
And then the lightning that
Yes.
brought him to life in part 6
Yes.
is now.
Now it's right. The
Oh, no.
statue.
I always assumed that was like Chucky's about to take a new body.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have worn white pants.
Especially before Memorial
But
Day.
look, now
Yeah.
that's really nice.
And so,
Why do you have shorts on.
and so even though this one didn't perform well, it still made a profit, but just not enough for Paramount to go, okay, let's do 10.
Yeah. And I think they were going down, and each movie was making less and less, and they were costing more and more. And I think this was Nightmare and Halloween 5. I do remember everyone was just, it was kind of like the 80s are over, this is over, and it's kind of tired. And
Yeah.
I think actually Nightmare on Elm Street was probably a bigger surprise because part 4 had done so well.
Mhm.
And 5
Mhm.
talked like that half.
with the nightmare films, you can kind of see it on the screen, the money,
Yeah,
like with the effects. You know,
totally.
some of them. I mean,
It says some stuff. I mean, the boat stuff is probably the tank and all the big wind machines.
Right.
Not super cheap, but
Yeah.
But certainly Nightmare 5 looks better than this movie in terms of seeing the money on the screen. The damn dog lives. What's the dog doing the whole time?
And finds them in New York City.
It's Muffin. Muffin's
No problem.
And then there's a quick drive by where all three characters are shot dead for no good reason.
That'd be awesome. The end.
Thank you, New York.
They're so calm. Like all these people have been murdered. This big monster attack. I mean,
Yeah, are they even going to think about calling the cops?
yeah.
I guess they just go check out, like, you know,
Yeah.
the sites.
They went straight to the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah. Yeah.
They tickets for cats.
So if this was made today, there'd be an after credit sequence.
Of
Yeah,
course, yeah.
You know.
It would be Jason walking on the bottom of the sea back to Crystal Lake.
No, it would be all the kids that were left in the boat, and they'd all be in the sub pump room where we reveal that they actually pumped the water out of the boat, and all of them survived.
Totally.
Let's take a moment to reminisce and look at the Sbarro sign. You can't see the S,
The
but I know
Sbarro.
Sbarro when I see it.
That is
Damn good pizza. Overpriced at the mall, though. So fuck that.
yeah.
And that is a porn video shop right next to it.
Really? Wow.
That makes
It
sense.
sure is.
I bet you Dave Attell frequented that a lot.
I want to say Legal Lindy's. I've been to one of the. I think there's one in Chicago too. I want to say there's more than one of those restaurants.
And here's the melancholy song that closes out part 8. At least melancholy for me.
Yeah.
It was the end of an era. The Paramount Friday the 13th ended with part 8. And
I mean, yeah.
Sunday's over, Piz. I got school in the morning.
I know. Got to go back to school tomorrow, the end of the weekend, you know. So, Friday the 13th, part 8. Final thoughts. Let's start with Raiho.
It's a movie. It's probably my least watched. Like I would say, like I find that I can find even with like I don't know part 9, I can find more in that movie to watch or to enjoy. I do like the music and the scene and stuff like that, but I don't really like the Jason. I don't like most of the kills. I don't like the setting, so I typically do avoid it. I mean, not to say that I have watched it many times, but it's certainly not my favorite. So. But it was fun watching with you guys. That was great.
What about you, Stingray?
I think this may be the first Friday film I ever saw. At least uncut. I remember renting the VHS and everything. It kind of has a soft spot, in my heart because of that. And I know it's cheesy. It's a lot of stupid stuff. It's kind of boring in the middle. But I like it a lot. It's not my favorite right now. It has been before, but yeah, currently not my favorite.
What do you think, Orc? I think Orc liked the movie just because of all the fast food signs. That's it.
Yeah. Well,
he's still
and then
thinking about Sparrow Pizza.
Yeah. Well, you got. I mean, if you look at it, New York is a big place, but you got Sbarro, Burger King, and McDonald's, and then you got JVC and TDK and all these old companies, Kodak, and there's no film anymore, and there's no VHSs, so that's sad. But this movie is an amazing milestone and achievement in film history. It's better than anything Troma's ever done, or anything Lloyd Kaufman will ever try and do. So take that. Mic drop.
It's kind of Toxic Avenger-esque a little bit there.
A little bit, yeah. A little
Except it isn't a pile of dog shit.
That was aggressive.
Lauren, you've got the
So,
floor.
Yeah, so with my apologies to Max Punishment for picking on the film the whole time, since he just threatened anyone who did in the chat. I don't. I like the film honestly, but under no illusion, it is pretty much the bottom of the barrel of the franchise. It's a problematic film that I think you have to have no soul to not actually like for all of its badness. It's the last film of the Paramount years. It feels like the end. I like it. I don't love it. I don't watch it very often, but I do like seeing New York in the very, very, very beginning of the film and the very end of the film. So that's nostalgic for me to see the towers, to see, Times Square, albeit altered.
It's better than Part 5, right?
It is better than Part 5
Oh, God.
in every conceivable way.
Welcome to. Anyway, I can echo a lot of those sentiments too. I mean, it's certainly a flawed movie, a very, very flawed movie. I find it enjoyable despite all of its flaws. I still have a very soft spot for it in my heart. It's the end of the Paramount era.
All right, Piz, no one cares. Can we agree on something here? Part 5 and Part 8 have the two best soundtracks. There's a man with no life in his eyes.
Part 5 does have
Yeah,
they do have excellent soundtracks. I'll agree with you.
Can we
there,
agree
for
on
sure.
that? Can we have some Chinese food over that?
I mean, some people would argue they prefer Alice Cooper. I don't know.
Well, yeah. So yeah, it's nostalgic. It's sentimental for me. I like it despite its flaws. I like it. Peter, Part 8.
I have a little bit of a soft spot too, just in the sense of I remember '89 really well, like everything else that was going on at the end of the '80s, and I was getting more into music, and I was 18 at the time. So it's more. I remember seeing it with my friends. There was like 12 people, so I still have a nice memory of seeing it. But I remember feeling sad because I kind of knew the Friday series was over. I'm like, there's not.
Yeah.
You could feel it, and I will say though, the movie, it's very good natured. It's almost like Rob Pen's such a nice guy, like he's having fun with it, like a well-meaning film. Like it's hard to hate the movie because the intentions are so good, and you can tell that people made it were having fun. He just wanted to give the audience a good time. It's kind of like when someone really nice does like a nice movie and they ask you to see it and you kind of don't really like it, but they're such nice people that you want to root for them anyway,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't hate it, but yeah, I don't really watch it very often. So
yeah,
it's more fun, I think, with people to kind of laugh at and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. But some love for the Alice Cooper soundtrack on Part 6 in the chat right now. So, let's see what else is going on out in the chat tonight.
Jay, can I get a real talk, Jay?
Real talk.
Look at these
Real
guns.
talk.
Look at these fucking guns. Look at those guns right there. Guns. Guns. That's right.
You don't get those guns eating Sparrow Pizza, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's Canadian. That's North American pride right there. See that?
Well, if you keep listening to Sparrow, you're not going to have guns anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can't get guns anyway unless they're like on my body because I'm crazy. But guns! Oh, look at the guns! Look at that! Look at the physique.
Nice.
Peaks on peaks, baby.
That's right. Garbage day. You better be jealous. What's up now, boy? Okay, we're done.
I think someone did some heroin tonight.
He's done something. I don't know.
No, just Coke and Pepsi.
Wow.
And
Red Bull.
Nope.
Gotta get your vitamins somewhere.
And that is from McGriddles. So there you go.
Nice. Let's see. Jerpin says Friday 8 is fun. I agree. Although he does say that he'd take Nightmare 5 over Friday 8. Let's see what else is going on out in the chat. A lot of people, a lot of dislike for New York in the chat. Manny Gatillo says New York is trash.
Oh, wow. Why are they here?
Oof. Max Punish.
New York is trash.
What?
Let's see. Our buddy Max Punishment's in the chat.
Yo, hold up. Who said New York is trash, bro?
Yeah, we're going to deal with that right now.
Yeah.
We need to
he
drag that guy out
Yeah.
Hey,
with the boots still.
Do you think all these memes came from Colorado or New England? No, came from New York, son. That's right.
Oh,
our buddy Max Punishment's been to see the new Avengers tonight, and he did not have a pleasant experience. Apparently,
That's I had to drop out of the chat when I saw somebody mention Avengers, so let's not talk about that.
Let's see what else is going on out in the chat tonight. R.I.P. Bucky out in the chat tonight. Talk of fast food, of course. Whenever Orc is talking fast food, we get into a fast food discussion in the chat.
Okay, so Peter Brackey, you only have what are your top 3 fast food places to eat? You have to pick 3.
Ooh,
fast food places to eat. Does Dairy Queen count?
Yeah.
Dairy Queen definitely counts. And Warren Buffett definitely appreciates your support.
I'm not supposed to say this, but Chick-fil-A chicken is amazing. I love Chick-fil-A chicken. And
We don't judge on this show.
I was gonna say you can like whatever you like.
Yeah.
And then Denny's is like my all-time favorite. That's probably not fast food, is it?
Okay,
yeah.
IMDb rating out of 10. Okay, Denny's and IHOP, go. I have to know.
Denny's, absolutely. And I'll eat either place. Give me chocolate chip pancakes, Root and Tutti Fresh and Fruity, Superbird, Denny's.
Would you say you get a lot of writing done when there's Coke and endless chocolate chip pancakes, which they sometimes do?
Yeah.
Let me. He asked you about Coke. I don't know. He's out of it. Let me ask you this, Peter.
Yeah.
If you could have dinner with one director,
Oh god.
who would that director be? What kind of pizza would you eat, and what toppings would be on the pizza?
Oh my god.
That is Orc's go-to.
I'm trying to think of oh god. I've gotten to interview a number of directors, I must say, which is really cool. I'd probably Steven Spielberg just because Spielberg.
And then what would you eat with them? So here's a good example, Peter. I'll set it up for you. Walk into Orc's life for a second. Okay, Mario Bava and lasagna. Bam. Your turn.
Wait, I'm sorry. What's the question? Wait.
Nobody knows. What are you gonna eat with Spielberg?
Oh, well, I like plain pizza. I love cheese, thin crust, well cooked, just cheese pizza is like my thing. So
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I'm not big on anchovies or that shit. Maybe pepperoni.
Cool.
That'd be cool.
Very
Chocolate chip pancakes with Spielberg would be fun. There you go.
That would be cool.
Would you ever accept a paid-for Domino's pizza sent to your house?
Only if it's thin crust. The thicker crust makes me kind of nauseous.
Okay.
Yeah. For some reason, some in the sauce. I don't know. Although I grew up in Chicago, so deep dish pizza I like. If you get to go to Chicago or New York, they have good. How do we get on this topic?
That's Orc. That's Orc for you.
We could be talking about Meryl Streep and doing her filmography. We always have to go into fast food over here, and then we got to hit up Friday the 13th. Those are the two topics we always go
I'm
off.
thinking about Dairy Queen now. I want some ice cream. I want like
Oh, dude. Okay, so what do you have in your Blizzard? And is it mixed? Is it vanilla or is it chocolate?
I'm a hot fudge person. I love hot fudge.
Hot fudge. Oh man.
Caramel too. A lot of whipped cream.
Caramel.
They say, "What candy would you like, sir?" And I say, "Just fucking dump all that shit in there and put it in a large drink."
My all-time favorite fast food is Sonic Drive-In. Duh.
Oh yeah.
The ultimate drink stop.
The slushies, man.
Uh-huh.
There's no Sonic here, which is why I forget it. I have to drive an hour to get to the nearest Sonic in LA. There's no Sonics in LA.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like an hour out of town, so I never get to go. But,
do they have the creamsicle dipped cones at your local DQ, Peter?
I don't think I've seen those before.
Those are very
they're popular right now.
I like the cherry ones, the cherry ones, the red. I like those.
I saw a guy with the cone the other day, and I was like, I gotta get me one of them.
Oh, it's so good, so good. Talk about heroin. That's like heroin in ice cream form. So good. Oh,
Damn.
good stuff.
Wow.
So yes, that concludes our live commentary for Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Peter. It's always a pleasure. Always fun.
I'm sad when they go away because, I guess next is going to be. I guess you could go back and start doing anniversaries for the first movies again.
Yeah, because we actually part 1
And 2 we never did.
we didn't do. Yeah, so we may have to go back and do those. So, but yeah, that'll be cool. Yeah, always fun to hang out with you and talk about Friday the 13th. So always a pleasure.
And Mr.
And-
Bracky, you better watch out because if I ever see you in person, you're getting a large cheese pizza. All right, bro?
Thin crust.
I don't discriminate. You can have Coke or Pepsi. You can get Sprite. I don't give a shit.
How about
All right?
both? Actually, my favorite is RC Cola. I want to have RC.
Hey!
Ooh,
Royal
Oh.
Crown.
damn.
Hard to find.
Wow.
I love RC.
That is balling on a budget. I respect that, sir. That's fucking memes.
RC's hard to get out there?
Yeah, just I don't have it here. I can say Mr. Pibb is my favorite, but we only have Dr. Pepper. We don't have Mr. Pibb,
I
unfortunately.
can keep up with RC because we have it everywhere.
Yeah, we don't have it here.
Yeah, RC is pretty plentiful here too.
I haven't seen RC Cola since like the 90s.
Well, here
Yeah.
in LA, here in LA, aside from Coke and stuff, if you go when it's all these specialty things, they it's catering to.
$4 a can.
Yeah, you don't get the really.
Craft soda.
Yeah, you don't get that.
Mm,
Lots of Evians and flavored waters and that kind of stuff. So,
yeah,
yeah, exactly. There you go.
yeah,
Pretend stuff there.
exactly. Yeah.
Mellow Yellow was like a Mountain Dew substitute.
Yeah.
Drink that. Yeah, we don't get that here anymore.
All right, so we're veering off into soda. This is a topic I know very well. Did you ever try? Did you ever try Vault back in the day, Mr. Bracky?
A what?
Vault, and it's just a Vault like citrus drink.
I remember.
We're going back to the early 2000s. You might not have been alive.
Yeah, no. I remember Jolt Cola. I used to drink Jolt Cola. Yeah.
Jolt, did you ever have Surge? They brought it back on Amazon. You can get it with your Prime delivery.
It wasn't one of my favorites.
Surge, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's Pepsi Blue as well.
Oh, and there used to be Pepsi AM, which was like this really weird drink that didn't last very long.
All right, all the Mountain Dew flavors.
Yeah, I love.
I know you go on binges because you do a lot of writing and you do a lot of phone calls with people doing cocaine off of hookers' asses. Okay.
Well, I drink coffee, so every morning I have breakfast and I have my soda. That's like my coffee.
And what is your soda of choice, sir?
Usually it's like Dr. Pepper or Coke. I love Miss Mountain Dew, but that shit has so much caffeine it does wire me up.
Okay, have you ever had cherry Dr. Pepper? And what's your favorite flavor of Mountain Dew?
I have cherry Dr. Pepper right here. Yeah. I can't remember what the Mountain Dew flavor is called. I don't remember what the spin-off. There's one. Normal Mountain Dew.
All right, well, let's go through them. Baja Blast, Code Red, Livewire, Alliance, Horde, Original.
It has like an orange cast to it. I can't remember what it is.
It's got to be Livewire. Livewire's orange.
Yeah, it's probably Livewire then.
Yep.
It's so sad, I love it.
I got your back, bro.
Oh my gosh. Europeans like, yes, a soda bonus. So yeah, a little bonus to our.
Yeah. This is our post-credit scene.
Yeah, exactly.
Who else would do this? Go on Amazon and buy this man's book. He might be over here. I don't know wherever you're watching. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Crystal.
I haven't already. Shame on them.
Exactly. Yes.
Mine sits prominently in my living room on the shelf.
The computer.
Then once you read it, you can use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hope your next book is just as big.
It's actually a little bit bigger.
Nice.
Yeah. It's about 300
next book.
So it's a little bit.
Well, I will be purchasing it instantly.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome stuff. Yeah. Well, and a big thanks to the panel who joined me tonight. Of course, Stingray, Lauren, although Lauren was talking crap about Friday 5. Or of course, Raiho. And big thanks to everybody who watched along with us and chatted with us. Big thanks to Keeping Angela Baker, Jerpin, Borderline 11 OG, Manny Gatillo. Resurrection Reviews. Our old buddy Steven was in the chat tonight. How you doing, buddy? DJ Donley, the New Blood Dan. Let's see, Max Punishment was here earlier too. So I had a Marbzy. Yeah, so had a nice lively chat tonight. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Josh O'Brien, thank you as well. And so
see you guys next time.
Exactly, yeah. All right, you guys have a great one, and peace.